The rain-slicked streets of Brooklyn gleamed under the sodium lamps as Alex Harper stumbled out of the dive bar, his heart pounding like a war drum in his chest. Ethan's words echoed sharper than the thunder cracking overhead. People like us? We don't last, Alex. Not in this world. But even as the door slammed shut behind him, sealing their latest blowout inside, Alex felt Ethan's hand, strong, unyielding, clamp onto his wrist, pulling him back into the storm they both called home. In that moment, drenched and defiant, Alex realized the lie they both told themselves. Endings weren't written in rain. They were carved in the choices that followed. Alex wiped the water from his eyes, the cold bite of November seeping through his thin jacket. They'd been fighting again, about everything and nothing, the way couples do when love feels like a fuse burning too close to the powder keg. Ethan, with his easy charm and guarded heart, had accused Alex of clinging too hard, of making their relationship a spectacle in a city that already stared too much. You post about us like we're some fairy tale, Ethan had snapped earlier, his voice low over the clink of glasses. But out there, they'll eat us alive. Alex had fired back, hurt turning to heat. Maybe if you stopped running from it, we could fight back together. Now, under the relentless downpour, Ethan's grip said what his words couldn't. He wasn't letting go. Not yet. They ducked into a doorway, shoulders brushing against the graffiti-scarred wall of an abandoned storefront. Ethan's breath came in ragged bursts, mingling with the scent of wet asphalt and distant hot dog vendors. At 25, Ethan Reyes looked every bit the artist he was, tall, lean, with ink-stained fingers from late nights sketching in his Bushwick loft. His dark curls plastered to his forehead, framing eyes that held storms of their own. Alex, shorter and wirier, with freckles dusting his nose and a mop of auburn hair that never stayed tamed, leaned against the opposite wall, arms crossed like a shield. They'd met 2 years ago at a queer open mic in the village, Alex reciting poetry about hidden desires, Ethan doodling caricatures of the crowd. One shared cigarette on the fire escape later, and the spark ignited. "You always do this," Alex muttered, voice barely above the patter of rain. "Push me away like I'm the problem. Like loving you is a crime." Ethan's jaw tightened, that familiar flicker of vulnerability crossing his face, the one he hid behind sarcasm and swift exits. Growing up in a strict Catholic family in Queens, Ethan had learned early to compartmentalize. Family on Sundays, secrets on Saturdays. Coming out at 18 had fractured everything. His father's silence louder than any shout, his mother's prayers a constant undertow. Alex, raised by progressive parents in upstate New York who'd marched in the first Pride parades, couldn't fathom that weight. To him, love was a banner to wave, not a burden to bury. Ethan released his wrist, but didn't step back. "It's not about you, Alex. It's us. This city chews up dreamers like you and spits out cynics like me." His voice cracked on the last word, and Alex's anger softened, replaced by the ache of recognition. They were opposites drawn together. Alex the optimist, sketching murals of rainbow coalitions in his mind. Ethan the realist, scarred by whispers in school hallways and sideways glances at family gatherings. Yet in quiet moments, tangled in sheets or wandering Central Park at dawn, they fit. Ethan's sketches of Alex captured that. Soft lines, fierce eyes, a quiet rebellion. The rain eased to a drizzle, and Ethan tilted his head toward the subway entrance. "Come on. My place. We'll dry off, talk it out." Alex hesitated, the bar's neon sign flickering like a warning in his peripheral vision. Part of him wanted to bolt to his tiny apartment in Williamsburg, where his best friend Mia waited with takeout and tough love. Mia Torres, a fiery lesbian activist with a buzz cut and a tattoo of Audre Lorde on her forearm, had been his rock since college. She'd call this another round in their endless cycle. Fight, make up, repeat. But Alex nodded, slipping his hand into Ethan's. The warmth there grounded him, a promise amid the chaos. Ethan's loft was a sanctuary of controlled disorder. Canvases leaning against exposed brick, half-finished portraits staring from easels, the faint hum of a space heater battling the chill. They stripped off wet clothes in silence, wrapping in oversized hoodies that smelled of turpentine and chamomile tea. Alex perched on the edge of the unmade bed, watching Ethan brew coffee in the corner kitchenette. The steam rose like a veil, blurring the edges of their reflections in the window overlooking the L train tracks. "Remember that first night?" Alex said, breaking the quiet. "You drew me while I rambled about Ginsburg. Said I looked like a revolution waiting to happen." Ethan handed him a mug, their fingers brushing, a spark that hadn't dimmed. "You were. Still are." He sat beside Alex, close enough that their knees touched. The fight lingered like smoke, but so did the pull. Ethan set his mug down, turning to face him. "I'm scared, okay? Not of you. Of losing this because I can't protect it." Alex's throat tightened. Ethan rarely admitted fear. It was his armor's weak point. "Then let me in. We face it together. No more half measures." They talked until the coffee went cold, about Ethan's upcoming gallery show, where he'd debut a series on queer invisibility, portraits of friends blurred at the edges like ghosts in the machine. Alex promised to hype it on his socials, ignoring Ethan's half-hearted protest. Laughter crept in, tentative at first, then full-throated when Alex mimicked the pretentious critic who'd once dismissed Ethan's work as derivative activism. By midnight, the storm outside had passed, leaving a city scrubbed clean, and inside, a fragile truce. But peace was fleeting. The next morning, Alex woke to the buzz of his phone, texts from Mia piling up like accusations. "Where are you? That asshole again." He silenced it, rolling toward Ethan, who slept with one arm flung over the pillow, face slack in repose. Alex traced the line of his shoulder, marveling at the man who held on even when he swore he wouldn't. Yet doubt not. How long could they dance on this knife's edge? Across town, in a sun-drenched Harlem brownstone, Mia paced her living room, phone clutched like a lifeline. Her girlfriend, Lena, watched from the couch, legs tucked under her, a mug of yerba mate steaming in her hands. Lena Washington, a trans woman with elegant braids and a laugh that filled rooms, ran a nonprofit for queer youth. At 30, she'd seen enough heartbreaks to fill a memoir, but Mia's fire kept her grounded. "Babe, sit. Fretting won't summon him." Mia flopped down, exhaling sharply. "It's Ethan, always pulling Alex under. He's got that whole tortured artist vibe, but it's toxic." Lena arched a brow, her voice gentle but firm. "Sounds like projection. Remember when you ghosted me after that rally bust? Thought the world was ending because of one bad night." Mia winced, the memory a bruise. They'd met at a Black Lives Matter march 2 years back, Mia's megaphone clashing with Lena's quiet organizing. Sparks flew, literal ones, when tear gas canisters popped nearby, and love bloomed from the ashes. But trust had been hard-won, Mia's impulsiveness clashing with Lena's measured pace. Now, they balanced each other, Mia the storm, Lena the anchor. "Alex needs us," Mia insisted, though doubt flickered. Alex had been her shadow since freshman year at NYU, bonding over shared coming-out war stories. He'd held her hand at her first Pride, whispered encouragement when she kissed Lena in public for the first time. In return, she dragged him to therapy sessions, forced him to eat when grief over his mom's cancer diagnosis left him hollow. Ethan? He was the wild card, the one who made Alex glow and shatter in equal measure. By afternoon, Alex arrived at Mia's for their weekly brunch, Ethan in tow, but lingering by the door like an unwelcome guest. The brownstone smelled of plantains frying and fresh coffee, a riot of color from Lena's abstract paintings on the walls, bold strokes of indigo and gold celebrating black, trans joy. Finally, Mia teased, pulling Alex into a hug that smelled of coconut oil. Ethan hung back, offering a nod to Lena, who returned it with a knowing smile. Small talk flowed. The latest Supreme Court whispers on trans rights, a new queer bar opening in Bed-Stuy. But undercurrents simmered. As plates cleared, Mia cornered Alex in the kitchen. "You look wrecked. What happened last night?" Alex shrugged, loading the dishwasher with mechanical precision. "The usual. He thinks we're doomed. I think we're destined." Mia's eyes narrowed, her activist edge sharpening. "Destined for what? More bruises on your heart." "He's got baggage, Alex." "We all do, but his is dragging you down." Alex bristled, defensive. "You don't get it. He's trying. That show next month? It's his way of fighting back." Lena joined them, sensing the tension, her presence a diffuser. "Hey, let's not dissect. How about we plan a group thing? Double date at that rooftop spot in Chelsea. Neutral ground." The suggestion eased the knot in Alex's chest. Lena had that gift, turning conflicts into connections. Ethan, eavesdropping from the hall, stepped in with a tentative grin. I'm in, as long as there's no poetry slams. Laughter broke the ice, but Mia's gaze lingered on Alex, a silent vow. She'd protect him, come what may. Weeks blurred into a rhythm of stolen moments and simmering doubts. Ethan's gallery show loomed, a beacon and a burden. Alex threw himself into support mode, designing flyers with vibrant queer icons, rallying their circle for opening night. Their group expanded. Jordan, a non-binary photographer with a penchant for vintage cameras and dry wit, who'd bonded with Ethan over street art hunts in Soho. Jordan's feeds were a mosaic of fluid identities, capturing the city's underbelly with unflinching tenderness. Then there was Riley, Mia's cousin, a bi guy fresh from the Marines, navigating hookups and heartaches with boisterous charm. The six of them formed a makeshift family, orbiting Brooklyn's pulse, protests by day, dive bars by night. But cracks widened. One evening, as snow dusted the rooftops, Alex and Ethan argued in the loft again. This time, it was over a photo Alex posted, them at a holiday market, hands intertwined under fairy lights, captioned, "Winter wonders with my forever." Ethan's face paled when he saw it. "Delete it. My sister follows you now. She doesn't know." Alex's stomach dropped. Ethan's family was a minefield. His younger sister Sophia, devout and adoring, the one thread he hadn't severed. So we're back to hiding? After everything. The fight escalated, words like shrapnel, Ethan accusing Alex of recklessness, Alex calling out Ethan's cowardice. Doors slammed, silence stretched. Alex stormed out, hailing a cab to Mia's, tears blurring the holiday lights into halos. He arrived disheveled, collapsing onto her couch as Lena brewed chamomile. "He's ashamed of us," Alex choked out. Mia knelt beside him, fierce. "We're scared for you. There's a difference." But doubt poisoned the air. Was love enough against the world's weight? The next day, reconciliation came via text. Ethan's sketch of them under those same lights, captioned, "My forever, unfiltered." Alex's heart thawed, but wariness lingered. They met at a quiet cafe in Park Slope, where baristas knew their orders: black coffee for Ethan, latte with extra foam for Alex. "I talked to Sophia," Ethan admitted, stirring sugar absently. "Told her bits. Not all, but enough." Alex's eyes widened. Progress, fragile as fresh snow. They vowed transparency, a pact sealed with linked pinkies over cooling mugs. Yet misunderstandings brewed beyond their bubble. At a group dinner in a cozy Williamsburg spot, string lights, vinyl spinning jazz, Riley let slip a joke about closeted Catholics, aimed at Ethan but landing like a grenade. Laughter died. Ethan's fork clattered. "Easy for you to say. You served with rainbows on your sleeve." Riley flushed, apologetic, but the damage stuck. Jordan, ever the mediator, steered to safer waters. Tales of their latest photo shoot, capturing trans elders in golden hour glow. Lena shared stories from her nonprofit, youth finding voices amid policy storms. The evening salvaged, but Ethan withdrew, his hand slipping from Alex's under the table. Back home, the quiet amplified insecurities. Alex tossed in bed, Ethan's back a wall. "Talk to me," Alex whispered. Ethan sighed, rolling over. "It's not you. It's the noise, always waiting for the other shoe." Alex pulled him close, their breath sinking. "Then we make our own rhythm." In the dark, vulnerability spilled. Ethan's fears of rejection, Alex's terror of abandonment. Dawn found them entwined, resolve renewed. But fate twisted. Ethan's show opened to acclaim. Critics praising the raw honesty of blurred faces reclaiming space. Alex beamed from the crowd, Mia and Lena flanking him, Jordan snapping candids, Riley toasting with cheap champagne. Sophia arrived unannounced, her presence a jolt. Petite, with Ethan's curls and a cross necklace glinting, she hugged her brother tightly, eyes scanning the room. Queer icons everywhere, unapologetic. "This is you," she said softly, pride warring with confusion. After, over late-night pizza, Sophia cornered Alex. "He's happier with you. But Mom." She prays for him still. The words landed heavy, a glimpse into the chasm. Ethan overheard, face ashen. "Let's not," he murmured, steering her away. But seeds of conflict sprouted. Days later, a family call escalated, their father's voice booming through the speaker. This art? It's a phase. Come home, Mijo. Ethan hung up, shattering a glass. Alex cleaned shards, heart splintering too. The group rallied, an impromptu intervention at Lena's, complete with comfort food and no judgment zones. Mia paced, channeling rage into plans, ally workshops, family dialogues. Jordan shared their own coming-out scars, non-binary identity, a battle won inch by inch. Riley confessed his bisexuality's invisibility in the military, hookups hiding deeper loneliness. Lena spoke of transition's toll, hormones and hearings, love her lifeline. Ethan listened, walls crumbling. I thought hiding protected us, but it's starving me. Alex squeezed his hand, tears pricking. Then feast. That night, they made love, not bodies, but souls, whispers of futures amid city hum. But prejudice's shadow loomed. A week later, at a pride planning meeting, Ethan's piece faced backlash, conservative bloggers decrying indoctrination, threats flooding his inbox. Paranoia gripped him. He pulled back, canceling dates, sketching alone. Alex pleaded, don't let them win. Ethan's reply, they already have. The breaking point came mid-December, snow blanketing the city like a shroud. Alex discovered Ethan's secret journal, pages of doubts, sketches of them fading into grayscale. I love him too much to ruin him, one entry read. Devastated, Alex confronted him in the loft, journal thrust forward. Is this us? Doomed before we start. Ethan's face crumpled. I'm poison, Alex. Run while you can. Words flew like daggers. Accusations of sabotage, pleas for truth. Ethan confessed, therapy sessions skipped, family pressures mounting, fear eclipsing faith. People like us don't last because we break ourselves first. Alex's world tilted. Then why hold on? Ethan's voice broke. Because letting go would kill me. In the melee, Alex fled to the roof, city lights a dizzying blur. Mia found him there, wind whipping her coat. He's wrong, she said, wrapping him in a hug. Love isn't a fairy tale, it's a fight. And you're both warriors. Lena joined, her calm a balm. We've all been there. Missteps, misunderstandings. But growth? That's the plot twist. Dawn crept, and Alex returned, finding Ethan curled on the floor, journal clutched like a talisman. No grand gestures, just presence. They talked through tears, unpacking prejudices, societies, families, their own. Ethan admitted his cling as fear's disguise, Alex's optimism as armor. We rewrite the ending, Alex said. Ethan nodded, pulling him close. Together. But surprises awaited. Sophia called, voice trembling. I told Mom. About you, Ethan. About Alex. Silence, then sobs. Of relief, rage, release. The family fractured further, but a door cracked. Her invitation to Christmas, tentative bridge. The group celebrated. A solstice party at Jordan's, lights strung like stars, stories shared in a circle. Riley came out fully, by flag draped like a cape. Jordan debuted photos of their journey, raw and radiant. Climax built as Ethan's show toured. Threats morphed to dialogues, panels on visibility drawing crowds. One night, post-talk, hecklers cornered them outside. Slurs hurled, fists clenched. Chaos erupted. Mia shielding Lena, Jordan filming, Riley stepping forward like old battle lines. Ethan froze, then surged. This is us. Deal with it. Alex's pride swelled, hand in his, unyielding. In the aftermath, bruises faded, but bonds deepened. New Year's Eve, atop that same rooftop, they toasted, 6 souls against the skyline. Ethan whispered to Alex, you were right. We last because we hold on. Alex smiled, heart full. Tighter every day. Yet drama lingered, a quiet undercurrent. Spring brought Lena's grant rejection, nonprofit teetering. Mia's fury channeled into a viral campaign, rallying donors. Jordan's exhibit faced censorship, non-binary erasure in galleries. Riley's discharge papers arrived, honorable but haunted. Through it, Ethan and Alex anchored, date nights amid protests, sketches of shared dreams. One balmy June evening, pride swelled the streets, rainbows unfurling like promises. Ethan proposed, not with rings, but vows etched in a joint canvas, their faces sharp and whole. encircled by friends' silhouettes. "Marry me?" he asked, voice steady. Alex laughed through tears. "Hell yes." The group cheered, confetti raining, a family forged in fire. Misunderstandings resolved in ripples. Ethan's family attended a small ceremony, Sophia officiating, his father's handshake a truce. Prejudices cracked under persistence. Workshops, whispers turning to welcomes. Surprises bloomed. Lena's baby announcement, via sperm donor, Mia beaming as future aunt. Jordan's book deal, Riley's therapy breakthrough. Through conflicts and climaxes, they grew. Love not a straight line, but a mosaic of holds and releases. And in quiet moments, Ethan's arms around Alex whispered the truth. People like them didn't just last. They thrived, holding tighter with every dawn. The summer heat clung to New York like a second skin, turning subways into saunas and sidewalks into griddles. Alex and Ethan's wedding, more commitment ceremony than spectacle, unfolded in a rooftop garden in the East Village, fairy lights twinkling against the dusk like captured fireflies. Friends gathered, Mia and Lena, bellies swelling with anticipation under loose sundresses, Jordan in a flowing linen suit, camera slung over shoulder, Riley, clean-shaven and beaming, arm around a new beau named Kai, a soft-spoken chef with a knack for vegan soul food. Sophia stood at the makeshift altar, a simple arch of wildflowers framing her nervous smile. Ethan's parents sat in the front row, his mother's eyes misty, father's posture rigid but present, a victory hard won. Alex walked the aisle alone, no father to give him away. His had passed years ago, leaving lessons in resilience. In a crisp white shirt rolled to elbows, freckles standing out against flushed skin, he locked eyes with Ethan. The man who'd once whispered doubts now stood tall, in a vest that hugged his frame, curls tamed for once, gaze fierce with certainty. Vows exchanged were raw, Ethan promising to sketch their tomorrows, Alex vowing to color outside the lines. Rings, simple bands engraved with intertwined initials, slid on with trembling fingers. The kiss sealed it, cheers erupting as the city hummed below, oblivious and alive. Post-ceremony, the party spilled into laughter and toasts. Mia, hand on her bump, raised a glass of sparkling cider. To love that fights dirty and wins clean. Lena, radiant despite exhaustion, pulled Alex aside. "You did it, kid. Showed us all it's possible." Her transition had been a roadmap for them. Hormone milestones marked with group brunches, top surgery scars traced in solidarity. Now, as motherhood loomed, she leaned on them, fears of societal judgment bubbling up. What if the world tells my kid they're wrong for being them? Alex hugged her tight. Then we'll be the world that says otherwise. Ethan's father approached then, clearing his throat like gravel under boots. "Mijo this. It's not what I pictured." Ethan tensed, Alex's hand a lifeline in his. But the man continued, voice gruff. "But you're happy. That's more than I gave you." A nod, a clapped shoulder, small steps on a long road. Sophia beamed, her own life shifting, dating a woman from her church group, navigating faith and desire with quiet grace. As night deepened, couples paired off. Mia and Lena swaying to a slow R&B track, hands linked over the curve of new life. Jordan and Riley debating photo ethics with Kai, laughter punctuating points. Alex and Ethan slipped away to a corner, foreheads touching. "Scared," Alex murmured. Ethan chuckled, breath warm. "Terrified. But with you, it's the good kind." Their first dance blurred into others, a tapestry of touches, fingers interlacing, shoulders brushing, a reminder that love wasn't solitary. But harmony hid fractures. Fall arrived with crisp leaves and creeping doubts. Ethan's touring exhibit hit Chicago, then LA, acclaim swelling, but so did scrutiny. A podcaster cornered him at an afterparty. "So, this queer art, pandering or passion?" Ethan's reply, clipped, "Both. And neither. It's survival." Back home, the clip went viral, twisted into clickbait. Artist admits agenda. Hate mail surged, anonymous accounts spewing vitriol. Ethan withdrew, studio door locked for days. Alex knocked one evening, takeout bag dangling. "Chinese. Your spicy tofu." Silence, then the door creaked. Ethan looked hollow-eyed, canvas half-sketched, a self-portrait fractured like glass. They see monsters in my mirrors. Alex set the food down, pulling him to the couch. They see what they fear. You? You're the light they can't touch. They ate in quiet, chopsticks clinking, Ethan's head eventually resting on Alex's shoulder. Vulnerability was their ritual now, nights dissecting dreams, mornings mapping gratitude. Across the river, Mia's pregnancy hit turbulence. Ultrasounds revealed twins, joy doubling, but finances strained, nonprofit grants drying up amid budget cuts. Lena's eyes shadowed with worry. We're building a family on sand. Mia, ever the fighter, organized fundraisers, queer comedy nights, art auctions featuring Jordan's prints. Riley volunteered as bouncer, Kai catering with flair. The community rallied, but pressure mounted. One late night, Mia snapped at Lena over nursery colors. Pink? Really? Reinforcing binaries. Lena recoiled, hurt flashing. It's just paint, me, not a manifesto. The argument echoed their early days, passion clashing with patience. Alex mediated over coffee the next day, Ethan in tow. We're all winging it, he said, squeezing Mia's hand. Love's not perfect, it's persistent. Lena nodded, braids swaying. Forgive my soft spots. Mia pulled her close, apologies dissolving into giggles. Strength in circles, they reminded themselves. Jordan's world tilted too. Their gallery show, Fluid Frames, faced pull-out threats from a midtown space, owners citing family values. Non-binary erasure stung deep. Jordan's identity, a hard-fought fluidity, felt policed anew. I frame others' truths, but mine's too much. They vented at a group hike in Prospect Park, leaves crunching underfoot. Riley clapped their back. Screw him. We hosted ourselves. Crowdfunding ignited, backers pouring in, strangers sharing stories of invisibility, turning pain to power. Ethan surprised Jordan with a collab, portraits blending their styles, non-binary narratives in bold strokes. The pop-up in Bushwick drew lines around the block, critics recanting. Amid the buzz, Jordan confessed to Alex privately. Coming out felt like shedding skin. It's growing new. Alex hugged them, freckles against fabric. You're our mirror, reflecting the best. Winter whispered warnings. Riley's relationship with Kai frayed, by invisibility rearing. You flirt with everyone. How's that, love? Kai accused after a bar night. Riley, raw from service scars, retreated to the group chat. Memes masking hurt. Ethan organized a guys' night. Billiards in Chelsea, beers flowing easy. Bisexuality's a spectrum, not a switch, he said, cue in hand. We've all been doubted. Riley exhaled, chalking his tip. Yeah, but doubt's a bitch. Kai came around, apologies over pie. Understanding bloomed, tentative. Sophia's path crossed theirs more, visits laced with questions. How do you know it's real? She asked Ethan one snowy afternoon, cocoa steaming. He glanced at Alex, sketching nearby. It's not fireworks. It's the quiet, him knowing my silences. She nodded, her own romance unfolding. Church whispers turning to welcomes, her partner Elena's hand a steadying force. Family dinners followed, awkward at first, prayers before plates, toasts after. Ethan's mother warmed slowly, sharing recipes with Alex. Father's grunts softened to questions about the art. Climax brewed in spring rains. Lena's water broke early, twins arriving premature. NICU beeps a symphony of fear. The group camped hospital side. Mia pacing halls, Alex reading aloud from queer fairy tales, Ethan sketching hopeful portraits. Jordan captured moments in soft focus photos, Riley smuggling in contraband snacks. Hours stretched to days, machines whirred, tiny chests rising. Then, cries, fierce alive. Naming them Aria and Zion, Mia and Lena held court, a new chapter etched in exhaustion and ecstasy. But joy jarred with Jordan's crisis. A stalker from the exhibit backlash escalated. Emails to death threats, shadows at shows. Police dismissed, just words. Fear coiled. Jordan crashed at Alex and Ethan's, loft a fortress. I fought for visibility. Now it's a target. Ethan installed locks. Mia rallied legal aid. The turning, a viral thread from Riley, marine grid in pixels, calling out inaction. Allies mobilized. Press, protests. The creep arrested, charges sticking. Jordan emerged scarred but sharper, exhibit touring nationally. Ethan's doubts resurfaced amid the whirl, a solo trip to his parents, old ghosts stirring. What if I'm not enough? He confessed post-return, suitcase unpacked like burdens. Alex knelt before him. You're everything. We're the sum. Therapy resumed. Joint sessions unpacking prejudices, internalized, familial. Growth hurt, but healed. Summer solstice brought full circle, a group retreat to the Catskills, cabins by a lake mirroring skies. Bonfires crackled stories, LGBT journeys interwoven. Alex's poetry of first loves, Ethan's sketches of survival, Mia's anthems of resistance, Lena's hymns of becoming, Jordan's lenses of liminality, Riley's toasts to fluidity, Sophia's psalms of acceptance, Kai's flavors of fusion. Twins toddled, laughter a chorus. In starlight, Alex and Ethan wandered the shore, rings glinting. We made it, Alex whispered. Ethan pulled him close, and we'll keep making it. Tighter every day. Love, they knew, wasn't absence of storm, but dancing in the rain. Autumn painted the city in golds and crimsons, leaves swirling like confetti in the wind tunnels between skyscrapers. Alex and Ethan settled into married life with the awkward grace of dancers learning a new step. Mornings tangled in sheets, evenings debating takeout versus cooking disasters. The loft evolved, a shared desk crammed with laptops and sketchpads, walls blooming with their joint art, collages of ticket stubs, Polaroids, scribbled love notes. But domesticity couldn't dull the world's edges. Headlines screamed of rollback bills, queer centers slashing hours. Activism called, a siren song they couldn't ignore. Mia and Lena's twins turned one amid chaos, a backyard bash in their expanded Harlem home, balloons bobbing like tiny revolutions. Arya gurgled, Zion's chubby fists clutching a rainbow block. The sight melted even Ethan's father, who'd arrived with a store-bought cake, his presence a quiet concession. They're Spitfires, he rumbled to Alex, watching Mia chase them. Alex grinned. Takes after their moms. Lena, postpartum curves embraced in a flowing maxi, confided later. Motherhood's a mirror, reflects my fears, amplifies my fire. Her nonprofit thrived on donations, but board pressures mounted. Stick to basics, not politics. She chafed, vision unyielding. Jordan's national tour hit snags. A Dallas stop canceled amid protests, family groups picketing with signs scrawled in hate. Visibility's a double-edged sword. Jordan texted the group chat, photo attached. Empty gallery, echoes of absence. Riley fired back. We'll crash it virtual, live stream from here. Kai baked protest pies, Mia scripted chants. The online event exploded, views spiking as strangers shared screens. Jordan's voice, steady over glitchy feed. My frames hold truths you can't erase. Backlash boomeranged. Support flooding, venues apologizing with invites. Ethan felt the ripple, his own work under microscope. A commission for a corporate mural, queer history in corporate glass, drew exec flack. Tone it down. Clients get uncomfortable. He paced the loft, fury etching lines. Art's not wallpaper. Alex brewed tea, strong as resolve. Make it louder. They'll adapt or leave. The final piece, vibrant, unapologetic, unveiled to mixed gasps and gasps of awe. A client walked, 10 more signed. Ethan's grin, post-reveal. You were right. Again. Sophia's integration deepened. Her relationship with Elena blossomed. Coffee dates turning to cohabitation. Church potlucks laced with subtle PDAs. But ripples hit. A congregant's whisper campaign. Sophia's gone astray. She confided in Ethan over park benches, pigeons cooing. Faith was my anchor. Now it's dragging. He hugged her. Find your own current. Elena's support steadied. A graphic designer with a gentle fire. Her illustrations of queer saints abridge. Group dinners included her now. Elena's sketches adorning the table like talismans. Riley's stability wobbled. Kai's restaurant gig amped. Late nights, egos clashing. You're always the hero. Kai snapped after a double shift, jealousy over Riley's vet support group. What am I? Riley, fists clenched. My partner. My piece. The fight lingered. Makeup sex skipped for space. He crashed at the loft. Ethan offering the couch. Alex the ear. By love's overlooked. Twice the doubt. Riley admitted, beer bottle sweating. Alex nodded, but twice the capacity. Kai knows. Reconciliation came via apology pie, Kai's specialty. They recommitted, boundaries baked in. Winter holidays tested threads. Ethan's family dinner loomed. Thanksgiving at his parents', a minefield navigated yearly. Alex prepped with pep talks, Mia's mock menus. The table groaned with turkey, tamales, tensions. Mother's questions tiptoed. When kids? Ethan's deflection smooth. Our family's right here. Father's toast, halting, to health. And happiness. Progress, plated. But Mia's world cracked. A board vote ousted Lena from nonprofit lead, too personal. They claimed, code for trans bias. Fury ignited. She resigned in solidarity, quitting her role too. We built this from nothing, Mia seethed at an emergency group meet, twins napping in carriers. Lena's chin lifted. Then we build anew. Crowdfunding surged again, but grief gnawed. Lost colleagues, shattered trust. Jordan designed logos for their indie venture, Queer Futures Now. Riley crunched numbers. Kai hosted pop-up events. Alex and Ethan hosted a solstice ritual, candles circling, intentions spoken. Ethan's courage in creation. Alex's steadfast support. The flames' dance mirrored their rhythm. Flicker, flare, endure. Spring thought secrets. Sophia discovered Elena's pregnancy. Surprise conception via IUI. Joy shadowed by church exile. They want purity tests, she wept to the group, gathered in the brownstone. Ethan's arm around her. Your purity's in love. Elena, glowing despite nausea. We'll forge our flock. Baptism became a picnic blessing. Friends as godparents. Vows to village. Jordan's breakthrough, a TEDx talk, framing the unseen, views viral. Invites poured, podcasts, panels. But imposter syndrome whispered, who are you to speak? They leaned on the circle, Alex's words. You're the voice we need. A collab book deal followed, essays illustrated, non-binary narratives unbound. Ethan's mural spawned copycats, city commissions for queer landmarks. One night, paint splattered, he pulled Alex to the fire escape. This life? It's ours. Kiss under stars, city sighing below. Climax crested in summer heatwave. Lena and Mia's center launched, grand opening sweltering, speeches soaring. But vandals struck pre-dawn, slurs spray-painted, windows shattered. Sirens wailed, group converging at dawn. Mia's rage, they fear us rising. Lena's resolve, we rise anyway. Cleanup became rally, neighbors joining, brushes as banners. Media spun positive, resilience in rainbows. Donations doubled, doors opened wider. Riley proposed to Kai amid the rebuild. Kneeling in sawdust, ring from his dog tags melted down. You're my home front. Tears, yes, cheers. Ethan and Alex renewed vows quietly. Anniversary atop the rooftop, friends witnessing. Tighter still, Ethan murmured. Alex, always. Through it, prejudices peeled, layers shed in laughter, labor, love. They weren't unbroken. They were mended, stronger it seems. The relentless churn of seasons marked time's passage, New York's pulse quickening into another Pride season. Alex and Ethan's second anniversary dawned with rooftop yoga, poses sinking breaths, city haze lifting like doubts. Their life, once a tightrope, now felt like a wide bridge. Joint bank account, shared calendar dotted with therapy dates and twin playdates. But expansion bred exposure. Ethan's murals dotted burrows. Alex's freelance graphic gigs for queer org stacking. Visibility's price, stares on subways, whispers in cafes, reminders that safety was illusion. Mia and Lena's center buzzed, youth programs packed, walls echoing with zine workshops and spoken word slams. Twins toddled terror, areas curls wild, Zion's grin mischievous. Motherhood stretched them thin, Mia's activism tempered by bedtime stories. Lena's advocacy laced with lullabies. One evening, post-closing, a teen confided, my folks say I'm a phase. Lena knelt. Phases pass. You endure. Mia watched, heart swelling. Her fire, Lena's grace, forging futures. Jordan's book launch packed a Brooklyn bookstore, hues snaking sidewalks, fans clutching advance copies. Fluid frames, stories unfixed, blended photos and prose. Non-binary lives in sharp relief. Post-reading Q&A turned tense. A heckler's jab. This confuses kids. Jordan's mic grip tightened. Truth doesn't confuse, denial does. Applause thundered. Afterward, they collapsed at the loft, wine flowing. Exhausting, Jordan admitted, pronouns pinned like badges. Alex refilled glasses, but vital. You're changing the frame. Riley and Kai's engagement party doubled as center fundraiser, catered bites, drag bingo. Riley, in a suit sharp as his humor, toasted. From foxholes to family. This man's my medal. Kai blushed, apron traded for silk shirt. But under toasts, cracks. Kai's family boycotted, not traditional. Riley's jaw set. Our tradition. Group huddle later. Ethan's sketch of them as superheroes, capes billowing. Laughter healed, plans hatched for inclusive wedding, by flags waving. Sophia and Elena's baby arrived in autumn glow. A girl, Luna, tiny fists waving like protests. Church doors closed, but community opened. Brunches at the center, godparent rotations. Sophia's sermons shifted, online ministry, queer inclusive parables. God's love doesn't discriminate, she preached, Elena cradling Luna beside. Ethan visited often, Uncle Judy's delighting. She's got your fire, sophomore. Family mended slowly, mother knitting booties, father's calls lengthening. Ethan's latest project, a public installation in Union Square, interactive portraits where viewers added stories via app. Tech glitches hit. Hate comments flooding feeds. Erasing us digitally now. He grumbled, debugging at dawn. Alex coded fixes, coffee-fueled, we code back. Launch day drew crowds. Queers of all stripes, tales typed. First kiss stolen, transition triumph. A viral moment, an elder's entry, lived in shadows, now in light. Ethan teared up, Alex's arm anchor. But tension threaded. Mia clashed with a donor, corporate suit demanding neutral programming. Neutral's code for erasure, she barked in meeting. Fallout, funding yanked. Lena mediated. Pivot, not punch. Stress simmered home. Snaps over dishes, silences thick. Twins sensed, fussing fiercer. Group intervention. Picnic in Central Park, blanket spread. Jordan's photos captured unscripted joy. Kids splashing, adults exhaling. We're the net, Riley said, tossing a frisbee. Rebound. Grant proposals polished, new backers courted. Jordan faced microaggressions on tour. Hotels misgendering, panels sidelining. Token queer, they vented post-flight. Ethan listened, sketching therapeutic. Your token's a crown. Book sales soared, but isolation nipped. A collab with Riley, photo series on by vets, stories snapped in VA waiting rooms. Kai styled, Mia captioned, raw, resonant. Winter blanketed doubts. Ethan's father fell ill, flew to pneumonia, hospital sterile and stark. Family vigil, mother praying rosaries, Sophia chanting hymns, Elena rocking Luna. Ethan paced corridors, Alex beside. He's trying. In his way, Ethan whispered. Father rallied. Discharge bringing home truths. I was wrong, Mijo. About a lot. Gruff embrace. First in years, watershed. Riley's wedding planning hit hitches. Venue balked at mixed themes. Buy erasure again, he fumed. Group crashed. Alternative spot scouted. A queer-owned barn upstate. Rehearsal dinner. Toasts teary. Kai's vows previewed. You see me. All shades. Joy, but jitters. Riley's PTSD flaring in crowds. Spring bloomed betrayals. Lena uncovered embezzlement at old nonprofit, board skimming funds. Lawsuit loomed, reputations tarnished. We trusted, she seethed, documents strewn. Mia rallied lawyers. Alex designed infographics exposing. Media frenzy, queer betrayal. Center weathered, but trust scarred, volunteers wary. Ethan surprised with a getaway. Weekend in the Hamptons, borrowed cabin by sea. Waves crash confessions. Sometimes I fear we'll fade. Alex traced sand hearts. We etched deeper. Rekindled, they returned charged. Climax crashed in June. Pride March marred by counter-protesters, barriers breached. Group linked arms. Mia megaphone blazing, Lena shielding kids, Jordan filming frenzy, Riley de-escalating, Sophia praying aloud, Elena cradling Luna. Ethan and Alex at core, hands clasped. Scuffle separated, Alex shoved, Ethan lunging. Chaos, then calm. Arrests made, medics checked. Bruised but unbroken, they marched on, chants crescendo. Aftermath, viral footage fueled reforms, police training revamps. Personal toll, Ethan's anxiety spiked, nightmares of loss. Therapy unpacked, holding tighter means facing loose. Alex held space, patient. Summer healed. Riley Kai wedding, barn aglow, by colors cascading. Vows vowed. All of you always. Dance floor delirium, twins twirling. Ethan's installation evolved. User stories archived, bookbound. Alex contributed chapter. Our hold. Love's drama. Not endings, but ever-unfolding acts. They held, horizons wide. The cadence of years wove tighter, New York's skyline etching deeper into their souls. Alex and Ethan marked 3 years wed with a vow renewal, intimate, under the same rooftop stars, friends circled like constellations. Words evolved. Ethan's promise now to create with you. Alex's to illuminate us. Rings kissed, cake cut, chocolate layered with ganache, Mia's recipe. Life's mosaic expanded, loft walls papered in mementos, a spare room eyed for future, adoption whispers, not yet shouts. Mia and Lena's center-anchored community, after-school programs thriving, walls murals by Ethan, kids' faces fierce and free. Twins chattered bilingual, Spanish from abuela visits, English from story hours. But expansion strained, space cramped, grants fickle. Mia's pitch to city council. This isn't charity, it's citizenship. Approval teetered, opposition citing indoctrination. Lena prepped youth testimonies, voices small but steel. Jordan's sophomore book echoed edges, delved intersections, non-binary POC tales. Tour grueling, flights, FaceTime, fatigue. A Seattle signing turned spotlight, fans coming out midline. Your words gave me mine. Jordan teared. We give each other. Backlash lurked, review calling it niche navel gazing. Group chat rallied. Riley's GIF barrage, Kai's care packages. Ethan co-wrote forward. Edges cut. They also carve. Riley and Kai adopted a rescue pup, scruffy mutt named Scout, tail wagging chaos. Domesticity suited, mornings jogged, evenings cooked. But Riley's vet group unearthed traumas, flashbacks and fireworks. July 4th a minefield. Kai held. Your battles end here. Therapy tandem. They tacked. Wedding album framed by Pride Perpetual. Sophia's online ministry mushroomed. Podcasts pulsing queer theology. Elena co-hosting. Luna toddled. Sermons her soundtrack. Parish rebuilt. Inclusive services. Potlucks potently diverse. Ethan's mother joined a session, nodding through tears. God's bigger. Father's health steadied. Golf games with sun thawing ice. Ethan landed dream gig. Subway ad campaign. Queer couples in mundane magic. Commutes. Coffees. Claims to space. Agency pushback. Too bold. He pushed bolder. Alex storyboarding. Pitch aced. Posters peeled up. Commuters pausing. Smiles cracking. Viral. Subway loves. Hate tweets too, but volume drowned. Misunderstanding brewed at Center Gala. Donors toast veering tone deaf. We save these kids. Mia's mic grab. They save us. Fallout. Check bounced. Lena's calm. Quality over quantity. Pivot. Grassroots Gala 2. Community potluck. Stories richer than silver. Jordan's personal storm. Relationship flicker with a poet. Mismatched rhythms. They want labels. I'm fluid. Jordan confided hike. Alex's trail wisdom. Fluid finds flow. Break clean. Space sacred. New horizons hinted. Winter wrapped warnings. Ethan's father's checkup revealed spots. Cancer whisper. Vigil renewed. Scans, specialists. Fight like you love, Alex urged. Treatments taxed, but family fused. Sophia's prayers, Elena's meals, Luna's cuddles. Remission rung bells, metaphor for mending. Riley's promotion at security firm, queer liaison role, training de-escalation. Pride in uniform, but boardroom biases, soft on sensitivity. He schooled, smart on survival. Kai celebrated with surf and turf, Scout begging scraps. Spring's surface secrets. Mia discovered Lena's unpublished memoir, Trans memoir, raw reckonings. Why hide? Mia asked, pages poignant. Lena's sigh. Fear of fracture. Encouraged, submission sent. Agent snapped it up. Launch loomed, nerves knotted. Ethan's Subway series sparked school curriculum. Art classes dissecting diversity. Backlash, parent protests, grooming. He testified at hearing. Art awakens, not assaults. Ruling, stay? Empowerment etched. Climax collided in heat haze. Center's expansion bid denied. Council flip, budget belts. Youth rallied. Marched to chambers, signs scrawled, our space, our stories. Mia led, Lena flanked, twins in wagons waving. Media mobbed, speeches soared. Revote reversed, victory Pyrrhic, spirits soaring. Jordan's book tour climax. Keynote at national conference, standing ovation seismic. Post-panel hug from Alex, your legend. Ethan surprised with island escape. Puerto Rico roots for him, sun-soaked healing. Beaches bleached bones bare. Roots run deep, he said, waves lapping. Alex, ours intertwine. Return renewed. Lena's book deal announced. Signing party at center. Toasts to transparency. Drama's arc. Not peaks alone, but valleys vaulted. They held, horizons hugging. Time's tapestry thickened. Threads of triumph and trial interlacing. Alex and Ethanite adoption. Home visits. Classes. Hopes handwritten. Loft prepped. Crib cornered. Bookshelves bent to board books. Our story grows. Alex murmured, paint flecked. Ethan sketched nursery murals. Whimsical worlds. Queer creatures cavorting. Mia and Lena's center swelled. Satellite sighting Queens. Youth hubs humming. Twins enrolled preschool. Backpacks bulging. Mia's mayoral run whispered. Activist to office. Fire forged. Lena's memoir. Becoming bridge. Bestseller buzz. Book tours balancing bottles. One signing. A trans teen's hug. You bridged my gap. Lena wept. We all do. Jordan curated museum exhibit. Intersections unbound. Non-binary art global. Opening gala glittered. Gowns, gasps. Critique cornered. Elitist echo. Jordan's retort. Interview. Echoes amplify. Sales funded scholarships. Impact inked. Riley and Kai fostered teens. Short-term. Hearts huge. Scouts supervised. Slobbers solidarity. First placement. Shy 16. Questioning queerness. Riley's talks. Questions queer us all. Kai's kitchen. Confidences over cookies. Wedding anniversary. Vow refresh. Foster kid flower girl. Sophia's ministry milestone. Brick and mortar chapel. Rainbow steeple. Elena ordained co-pastor. Luna flower puppeteer. Congregation crested. Families formerly fractured, now fused. Ethan's keynote. Faith's queerest when questioned. Ethan's agency series spawned Series 2. Families featured. Futures framed. Pushback persisted. Advertiser pullouts. Risky, Suits said. He rallied creatives. Strike of sorts. Solidarity sketches. Compromise. Bolder briefs. Board bent. Misstep at Foster dinner. Riley's flashback flared. Loud laugh triggered. Plate crashed. Kai cleaned calm. We're safe. Debrief with group. Ethan's ear. Alex's empathy. Triggers teach. Riley reflected. Jordan's exhibit toured Europe. Visa snags. Trans docs doubted. Papers don't prove me. They fumed airport. Video vent viral. Policy nudge. Landing London. Acclaim across pond. Winter warmed with wonder. Adoption match. Boy, 5, brown eyes bright. Homecoming hushed. First night nerves. Breakfast breakthroughs. Named Theo. Sketches his therapy. Draw your dreams. Mia's campaign kicked. Rallies rippling. Lena stumping. Opponents digs. Radical roots. She owned. Radicals right. Polls perched. Pulses pounding. Spring sprouted scandals. Lena's ex-board sued. Defamation dodge. Court convened. Testimonies tore. Truth's no libel. Mia testified. Verdict vindicated. Venom vented. Ethan's father's 5-year clear. Party patriarch. Toasts teary. You held family, he told Ethan. Gruff gratitude. Riley's foster success. Teen transition stable. Thanks tender. Climax crested campaign night. Election eve. Center stage. Mia's speech. Vote for villages. Tallies ticked. Triumph. Council seat secured. Cheers chorused, twins confetti crowned. Jordan's return. Exhibit epilogue book, dedications deep. Ethan and Alex's family photo. Theo grinning, love lens. Adoption finalized. Court cheer, rings resized tiny. Ours, Ethan whispered. Drama distilled. Holds that heal, tighter through tempests.